What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to episode 93 of All Hail the King, the series that's featured on this segment hosted in the From the Helicarrier podcast. And if you haven't listened to it, check it out. Visit GiantSizeTeamUp.com, and I'll place a link in the description below, so go ahead and click on that. I'll wait. Alright, well, for this one, we're going to take a look at Moondragon. And yes, Faiza Hussein aka Excalibur is going to get her own very soon. Look for that one next week. In this episode, we're going to start out with a team up with Manus. And of course, we face a Kurth right away. Now I do have to say this, Moondragon can be great, especially her Cerebral Agony. However, there's a lot of anti-psychic sentiment out there. This can and will cut down on her usefulness. But especially against certain teams, she is going to eat them alive. And against other teams, you can stick with her level 1, and it still does very nice damage, even against Kurth. So let's see if we can pull this one out, even against a very annoying team. With Moondragon's first turn, now, we're going to go ahead and use... Well, it's kind of a difficult decision because all these moves became free actions with her AISO. I'm not sure how many of you picked that one up in the last spec op, but it is called Secrets of Sholom, Augmented ISO 8. And it makes all the mind suppression actions free actions. Very nice. It even lets us go ahead and try this cage on Kurth, though I knew it wasn't going to work. I kinda wish it worked more like Force Cage, but since it's specifically a debuff psychic attack, or debuff, it's not going to go on Kurth. That's okay though, because we do end up hurting the rest of the team. Check out the enemy agent, he's definitely knocked down a peg. And now on Manus' turn, we have quite a few decisions for her as well. First of all, let's go ahead and shield the agent, why not? And then we'll use our Palma Strike on Cloak and Dagger. And this will basically set him up for our level 1. It in itself though does pretty nice damage at just under 10k. And now with all those dots, well, Cloak and Dagger are going to use Blackout. Well, we'll take that. Then on our agent's turn, we do have the Onic Devourer for Despair this time, and we're just going to go ahead and let their whole team have this hit. The great part about this attack is their agent is knocked out. Then we're going to take a very small counterattack. And Kurth, well, she isn't as hurt as the rest of them, but she doesn't have that much HP either. So on Moondragon's turn, well, to be honest with you, we're going to go ahead and use our level 1 on Cloak and Dagger for now. And finally, after some debate, I think we're going to use a Psychic Transferal on my agent. Let's give him another shot at the enemy team. The cool thing about this ability is you can use it on Moondragon or anyone else you may have on your team. We already took a look at Manus though, and we know about her usefulness as a support hero. With my agent, we're not going to do anything too fancy, just use our AoE attack once again. We'll spam it, we don't care. And it does take out Cloak and Dagger. So for our next action, we'll use the Dark Energy Blade. And that puts the first match in the books. Not too bad, but we're just warming up. Stick around for a big Moondragon finish. Hint, it's going to come at the end. Still though, for our second team up, we're using Moondragon and Cloak and Dagger. Once again, we do face a Kurth though. Still, we get a Mental Blast, and it at least affects their agents and Angerer. With Kurth up first, you wouldn't really know we did much, but once Cloak and Dagger get their turn, we're going to add a Blackout. And already, well, first of all, we actually get the enemy team to attack each other for once. But here comes Cerebral Agony. Pretty awesome, and they have to skip their turn. So that comes courtesy of that possession from Cloak and Dagger. Angerer's going to have to skip his turn as well. In the meantime, we dot the enemy team up and place Despair. Now check out that damage. Pretty awesome. This match is going very well as far as dots. Since it's going basically perfectly, I'm going to go ahead and try something. We're going to use a cage on Angerer. Then we'll use that level 9. Really though, it isn't that set up right now. We would have been better off waiting for Cloak and Dagger to use one of their heals, or their AoE heal, but you know what? let's go ahead and give it a shot. By the way, we do have the Rising Augmented ISO on their heels, in case you were wondering. So yeah, we weren't really set up as far as Finest Hour, but next match, we will be. As far as this one, we're going to go ahead and try to unleash a big AoE attack from C&D. And first we begin with the Child of Darkness. Then we're going to quickly move to Pitch Black. Not a lot of damage though. That was really unfortunate, but Cerebral Agony and Dark Void and Soulfire apparently do lead to the enemy agent's death. So now on my agent's turn, we're going to go ahead and let's use a Light Fantastic on my team. It's really rare that we get to use this heal, so I'm pretty shocked. But dots do take down Angerer after that, and Kurth won't be long to follow. So there's a major dot damage type of win. To be honest with you, that's how I prefer to play with her, but there is a lot of hate out there for her debuffs. Now for the final team, we're using Blue Marvel with Moondragon, so we know she's going to be hooked up here. To begin though, she does get the first action, so we'll use Psychic Push, then a Mental Blast. Pretty awesome start to this one. Moondragon I think is going to get her due in this episode. Now Rocket unfortunately doesn't really take all the damage we wanted. Then he fires his level 6. But after that, we're going to go ahead and use our Smothering Shadow, followed by the Ionic Devourer. Once again, I do like the start to this one, however, we don't know what's going to happen before we use our Ionic D. In fact, the Grace Note's going to kick off some counters. Or in this case, I should say follow-up attacks. So here they come. And this enemy team does some very solid damage, especially on my agent. You wouldn't think he'd get hit that hard. Fortunately, we dodge a few of the attacks. And here comes our Despair, just in case we needed that. Then after that, Cerebral Agony does hurt the agent quite a bit. And he fires the Grace Note. So nothing too terrible. And now it's time for that Finest Hour. There it is. And who do we knock out? Well, of course you go after Rocket. So a huge knockout on him. Since Spidey Noir also falls, we're going to go ahead and try that Cage. And then we'll try to exploit everything, plus use Finest Hour. And our Perforating Combo does 37,000 damage. A very nice hit for Moondragon. And that's the perfect way to end this one. So that's it. I really do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you can, please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.